So you finally got that beta key? Now you're ready to jump into the game. However, you're still trying to plan out what it is exactly you want to accomplish during the beta weekend. And the information that you're finding on YouTube is vast and is not only about the beta weekend, but also the way the game is going to look at launch. Well, don't worry, because I'm here to help you. Now, the devs have made a beautiful infographic that is explaining to us that we will be getting the first 20 to 25 hours of gameplay in this beta weekend. Therefore, this is including all of the activities such as the Act 1 questing, all of the base building, as well as exploring around and finding objects and any other shenanigans that we might be finding ourselves stumbling into out in the open desert. Now, the first experience that you might want to be jumping into while you're playing is going to be the Act 1 questing. Now, Act 1 is going to be combining the game's narrative-driven missions along with the survival and exploration elements which you will need to survive throughout the rest of the game. This is going to be including things like survival challenges such as managing hydration, crafting essential gear like steel suits and shelters, and avoiding threats such as sandworms. There'll also be combat and stealth, obviously utilizing a variety of weapons and abilities, including those from different schools like the Bene Gesserit and the Swordmasters. Exploration is going to be key here because navigating the shifting sands of Arrakis, discovering hidden locations, and interacting with various factions will create a driven storyline which you will have to interact with and try to maneuver through in a very careful way. As for the cinematic storytelling, I'm sure there will be a lot of experience there for us, and this will end up being roughly the first 20 hours of gameplay, which is going to lead us to the third detail that I just mentioned, because there's a lot of things that we need to know about exploring. The best part of any open world MMO is your ability to travel across the map and go into any nook and cranny that you see to explore to see if there's anything hidden in there. So the first thing that you'll be wanting to do is looking for constellation chests as you are walking into various caves. These chests will usually offer up some kind of blueprint, which you can return back to your base and you can turn into more powerful weapons or modules that you can slip onto things like your speeder. The second thing that you might want to be looking for as you are exploring are any ships that are falling from the sky. If you see that ship falling from the sky, make sure to run over there as quickly as possible and do your scanning, because sandworms are attracted to these ships and you will only have a limited amount of time to try to recover what goods are in that ship before you get eaten by that sandworm. And of course, there's always other people around, so be careful because there are some PvP areas that you might find yourself in where you don't want to be at the wrong time. Base building, of course, is the third major thing that we should be focusing on during this beta, because you will get a chance to see how the blocks are fitting together and try to understand what kind of design you might want to build. Now, considering you're only going to get the first 20 to 25 hours of gameplay, that's leaving us a solid 2-day span where we can do whatever we want. So I would recommend taking that time to play around with the blocks, search the rest of the map to make sure that there's no caves unchecked, and then try to find some people and interact with them. Learning the combat is going to be a major part of this game for us as well, because we not only will have the Bene Gesserit, the Trooper, or the Mentat skill, which will have different reactions to different NPCs or players, but we will also be getting different types of weapons. So it's also very pertinent that when you are using weapons, try to figure out the best way for you to play and how you feel the most comfortable. That way, whenever you do get into launch, you won't be worried about how you're going to start the game. You'll be able to transition very smoothly into it, and you will make the rest of your gaming experience very fun. Always keep in mind that this is a beta test. This is not something that you should be spamming all of your time trying to put together guilds or bigger group components. You should be learning how to play the game. And keeping that in mind, you should be exploring and making sure you're doing all the questing as well as interacting with any mechanic that you see in the game. This is not only for your benefit so that when launch does come, you will be able to understand how to do all this stuff easier, but it is for the game companies' bug fixes as well, because we need to be looking for anything that is not working inside of the game that we can report back to them so that these things can be fixed before launch occurs. This is going to include anything from meshing into the side of a mountain, or if you find an exploit that starts pumping out tons of stuff that it shouldn't. These are things that we need to report. That way we can make sure the game stays balanced and everything in it will also remain fair for people in the near future. Now, at this point, you are probably thinking there's not a lot to do in this beta. That's because there's not a lot to do in this beta. This is only a fraction of what the game is going to become on launch. All that they're really doing is offering us a basic extended demo for us to get in, test to make sure on a larger scale that there are no mechanical or bug problems inside of the game, and it's offering us a chance to see whether or not this is the type of game we want to play. So just keep in mind, while you are out there questing, adventuring, as well as building, try to make sure to check to see if there are any bugs or mechanical issues that need to be fixed. Tell me what you guys think. Is there anything I've missed in this video? If so, please leave a comment below and tell me whether or not you are excited for this Dune beta weekend. I know I am, and I know I'm going to be seeing all of you guys in it. So until we're on Arrakis together, everybody, thanks for watching.